Hi, JD here. That's John Dwyer, but I get called JD, and I'm from the instituteofwow.com. If you own a business, stick with me for just a few minutes, and you might learn something that could be very valuable for your business. Now, how's that for blowing, up one's own wherever? Okay, make a bit of a show off. But Wow Factor. Okay, I've got the title of this particular little video about Wow Factor, and I want to show you what Wow Factor is. I had a meeting this morning in at Broadbeach on the Gold Coast. And I decided to go to a cafe for a late breakfast. And I want to show you what they put on the table in front of me when I ordered a French toast. Let me show you. It is Wow Factor Plus. I'm not normally one to take photos of one's breakfast because I think that's really weird on Facebook that everybody shows you what they've had for dinner and for breakfast and what they're cooking on the barbecue. But I've got to show you this because that was a wow factor like crazy this morning from this particular cafe in Broadbeach, and I take my hat off to them. It's mascarpone and French toast, and they've got all sorts of stuff on there which is just knockout, and I couldn't help but take a photo of it like a typical Facebook nerd. But mine is for business reasons. I'm showing you this as a wow factor, and Gail, my wife, was with me, and I think she was enjoying hers. You'll see there she's not looking very happy, but she was enjoying her French toast with mascarpone. Is it mascarpone or mascarpone? Anyway, it's that creamy stuff that they put on the top, which is just fantastic. Gail, lighten up for God's sake. I mean, here I am shouting at breakfast and she's not real happy about it, but I was, okay? And I was because it looked like that. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because not enough businesses practice this wow factor stuff. If you're in business, then you should be wowing your customers, wowing your clients. And I wrote down a few, just before I turned the camera on, I wrote down a few examples. The lawn mowing guy, okay? If he's going to be mowing your lawn, at the end of it, why doesn't he just get a bucket with some, detergent in it and wash your car? So that when he comes and rings the doorbell to pick up his payment for mowing your lawn, he says to you, guess what? I've just washed your car free of charge. Now, is that a wow factor? Of course it is. Woolies have got a Disney tile collection on at the moment, which is what I call an artificial repetitive stimulant, and that is a wow factor. We know that Woolworths sales are going up and up and up. I happen to know a few people in that organisation. I used to be in the national marketing manager role for Woolworths, so I still know a lot of people there. And that Disney promotion, which is a wow factor, has gone nuts. And of course, no surprise, Disney has a very valuable brand. Dentist, we've had a dentist on board, and we decided when they wanted to attract teenagers, particularly girls, to get Invisalign braces, invisible braces for their teeth, we gave away a free iPad. Guess what that did to the switchboard? I've got another one here, Macca's, Happy Meal toys, okay? They've been around for 3 or 4 decades now. Their wow factor is that when you buy a children's meal, you get a free plastic toy that goes with it. And I've got another one here, American Idol and Australian Idol. Now, this is just my opinion, but the reason they have gone nuts and the New Faces programs didn't, they had a lifespan of a very short number of years, is because what they've done is that they've wow factored up the American Idol or the Australian Idol by getting in behind the scenes and telling you some of the stories behind the contestants. Now, a lot of them are very sad and inspirational stories because they've come from nowhere and they're now on American Idol or Australian Idol. Now, they've taken it to a new dimension. To me, that's a wow factor. And I wanted to show you, given that this kicked off with what I had for breakfast, okay, which is bit sad, isn't it? I wanted to show you some other stuff here of artificial wow factors whereby we've actually increased trade for restaurants by fixing their menus. Let me show you this one. If I can just turn the camera around. Have a look at that there. This is what their menu used to look like on the left. You'll see it says before, and that's what we did on the right after. And I'll show you a bigger version of that. You're watching at the moment the before and after of both breakfast and lunch menus at this particular restaurant. And let me show you the actual big versions of it. That's what we did. So if you come back to this here, it was what it used to look like. That's what it looks like after we got involved. And you'll see there, it's a significant change in their breakfast menu. Let's go for lunch. This was their lunch menu, and that's what we turned it into. Let me show you what lunch looks like now. Pretty significantly different menu. And what we did here is we put graphics of the lunch items where they made most of the money. And likewise at breakfast time, we put graphics of the most profitable lines, and so therefore obviously people would gravitate to ordering those first. Let me show you what we did with coffee. Their coffee menu, I haven't got it here, but it looks something as boring as that for the various coffees. Look what we did with it. I'm going to do a drum roll. There you go. Have a look at that. You tell me if you could go into that coffee shop or that cafe and not get one of those coffees. I'm just going to pan down that so you can actually see just how spectacular it was. His coffee sales, just when we actually produced that new menu for him, his coffee sales went up by 48% just in the first week.
a pretty big lift. And all we did there was put in graphics of the coffees where he made most of his money out of. So don't tell me that, wow factor marketing doesn't work. This is a transformation which is quite incredible. Let me just take you back to what the menus used to look like. That's what his breakfast menu looked like. That's what it looked like after we got hold of it. That was his lunch one. I'll just scroll through. I haven't enlarged the dinner one, but the dinner one, obviously, we did the same thing. And you'll see the mini version of the coffee one, but let me just show you again the large version so you can see it on your phone. You tell me whether you could go into that particular coffee shop and not want to, absolutely get one of those coffees. Is your mouth watering? Well, it should be. And if you think that these are pretty substantial, stunning transformations, give me a like. For God's sake, just give me a like, would you? Because I think that deserves at least a like or maybe a comment, good on you, JD, or something of that nature. I'm being so to be liked, okay? I'm quite happy to just give. I'm Mother Teresa's nephew, so therefore this is me giving back to business owners. No, it's not. If you would like to get hold of a program where you can, basically, you don't even have to devise wow factors, it's all there for you, then there's a link above to a particular huge library that we have, which is called the Wow Academy. And you'll see there's a link above, which is wowmarketingacademy.com.au. If you click on that, you're going to be exposed to an incredible library of proven winning wow factor ideas. So it doesn't matter what industry you come from, pretty much we've covered A through to Z, or if you're watching this in America, A through to Z, and you can simply just become a member of this library and be able to swipe stuff whenever you need it. It's an incredible resource. It's taken 2 years to put this website together. I reckon it's probably the largest ideas or marketing ideas website in the world. When I say I reckon, I know. I've been overseas, I've looked at everything you possibly could look at on Google. There's nothing that comes near this. So the link is above, it's called wowmarketingacademy.com.au. And if you click on that, you'll be exposed to an incredible library. It'll take you 6 months just to scroll through all the pages. If you join it, it'll take you forever just to go through and have a look at all the resources. And you can search by industry. So if you happen to be an accountant, you just type into the library, accountancy, and up will come all of the things I've done over the years, online and offline, for accountants. If you're a butcher, type in butcher. I don't know why I'm doing that. But anyway, it's mimicking typing, you know that, okay? Let me give you the sound effect. Hang on, let me give you the sound effect. Here it goes. Okay, there you go. So if you actually type in whatever industry you come from, then up will come all of the ideas from Facebook advertising to direct mail to letterbox brochures to TV to radio to wow factor, artificial wow factor concepts, whatever you're looking for in any industry you can possibly think of. I don't think I've done Z for a zoo, or Z for a zoo. I don't think I've done a zoo, but pretty much every other possible industry: agriculture, hospitality, manufacturing, dentistry, doctors, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, everything that you could possibly think of is pretty much in this library. So if you're looking for, if you like, a quasi-marketing team where you don't have to pay gazillions, then just join the Wow Marketing Academy. You'll find that you'll be blown away when you actually click that link above. He says very modestly, okay? One of my greatest assets is my modesty. But seriously, if you don't have a marketing team and you're looking for a quasi-marketing team, one that actually has ideas for you that have been proven to work, then just click that button above, wowmarketingacademy.com.au, and you can get access to these incredibly successful, proven marketing ideas whenever you want them. For a very modest investment, I might say, he says again boastfully. Anyway, that's about it. If you're interested in talking to us about taking over your marketing, by the way, we have a private marketing, a private coaching program, whereby we actually come in and put together a marketing plan. I'm looking around my desk at the moment if I've got one handy. Give me a second. Let me just bend over here. Exhibit A, let me see. This is a black and white version of it, but this happens to be a marketing plan that we put together for, who is it? Exotic Blooms. And what happens in that marketing plan is that we put together an entire roadmap, marketing roadmap for the business, and take over the marketing of the business. If that is something, this is a black and white photocopy, by the way. They do look a little bit prettier than that. Actually, if I stretch over here, this is what they look like. Okay, so if you're after a marketing plan for your business and you don't have a marketing team and you'd like a marketing plan like that put together to attract new clients or customers or whatever you want to call them, guests, then you might like to consider either typing below, JD, can you please get back to me, or click the link above which says bookawowcall.com, and then you can book a call with me or one of my team. Huge conglomerate. We have, last count I think was 924 staff. No. But anyway, you can book a call with me or one of my team, and we can talk to you about private coaching. We have a limit on our private coaching because there's only so many hours in the day that I can devote to this sort of stuff. But we do have a couple of spots available at the moment. So if you're interested in that, then just book a wowcall.com above, click it, and there's a diary or calendar in there which you can just book a time. Okay, guys, so I'll leave it at that. If you've got any comments, oh, by the way, the other thing is we're giving away free critiques for websites. So if you've got an ugly website or a website that's not working for you, just leave the www dot URL below. The reason I ask you to put in a www is because I don't then have to go looking for it. I can just click that and have a look at your website and bag the crap out of it. There's a good chance that I'm going to give you a pretty frank assessment, particularly if your homepage is ugly. You know that the most important page on your website is your homepage, and if it's ugly, then you're not going to make any money because you've probably got a very high bounce rate, which means the number of people coming on and bouncing before they go to one of your other sub-pages. So that's not good. If you've got a high bounce rate, then you've got an ugly directory of first impressions, and that is not good. If you want a free critique, then just type in below your website URL, but make sure you put the www so I can just click it. And you've got to be prepared to have a thick skin because there's every likelihood that I'm going to hurt your feelings, but in a good way, because then you'll know what you should have done on your website. Why am I doing that? Let me ask you, why do you think I'm doing that? Because it's sampling, and I keep on saying that if I owned a fish shop, I would have calamari samples being handed out at lunchtime and dinner time so that people would sample them and think, I wonder what their barramundi looks like or tastes like. I'll get inside and have a look. So I'm sampling by giving you a invitation to get a free critique on your website, and the fact is that if I can quickly, instantly tell you what's wrong with it, you might think, wow, this guy might be a good guy to hang around. I think I might ask him about his private coaching program. So I'm revealing the elephant in the room. Yes, it's a marketing trick, a marketing tactic. Well, not a trick, but a marketing tactic. And if you're not sampling, then you should be. No matter what business you're in, you should be sampling. If I had a coffee shop, I'd have little shot glasses that I'd be handing out to people as they walk past, letting them experience the incredible coffee that I'm making. But guess what? No coffee shop does it. Nobody does it. But then again, nobody collects data. You can go into Bunnings, Woolworths, Kmart, McDonald's, KFC, just about any business today, and they won't ask you for your details. Go into just about any website today, and there'll be no data capture facility. Am I convincing you that you need a coach with all of this? I wonder if that's my evil plan. It could be. If you need some help, one of those two buttons above, or both of those two links above, just click them, and we're here to help, because I am Mother Teresa's nephew. Okay, I'm out of here. Have a good one, guys. Oh, by the way, if there's anything that you need assistance with marketing-wise, type the question below. Just type below, JD, help me with this. I can't do this, or I find this difficult. It's sort of like a Dear Dell. Okay, you type that in, I'll get back to you, and I'll do a good job at pretending I care. I'm out of here. See you later.